in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, in this particular reaction video, what I want to talk about are some of the major problems that exist within the Black community. And this gentleman is going to talk about the Black community as a whole, but I'm going to choose to point out the women's part or the women's role in this situation. You dig? Okay. Before I do that, hit the notification bell, then select the option that says all. That way you'll be informed of all my new content. Can you dig it, baby? Oh, I know you can dig it. All right. Let me go ahead and get to this thing. Like I always tell you, Jack, let's get it.
The conversation the other day about why so many intelligent Black people don't speak on Black issues. And I realized something simple. The silence we complain about is 100% the community's fault. Starting from childhood. The environment pushes away those who read, who think critically, and express themselves clearly. You know, the kids who challenge norms, ask questions, or excel academically. Those kids get mocked, labeled as acting white, told they're soft, told they got no swag, called nerds. And the message.
He is 100% correct. Now, from the women who do this, they will automatically quickly reject what they call a nerd, a person that challenge societal norms. A young boy can grow up and don't want to have multiple baby mamas, don't want to have multiple children outside of wedlock, want to go to college, want to get a trade underneath his belt, want to be different from the Pookies and the Ray Rays, then you'll have a woman who will call that lame and boring. So he's right. The environments, plural, that exist within the Black community reject wisdom. It rejects change, unless a lot of times if the change is negative. Now, take hip hop, for example. Hip hop was not 20 years ago what it is today, or 30 years ago what it is today. Hip hop has changed into something that has become just a derogatory vehicle used to influence the young minds of young adults. Okay? Like I say, a lot of people in the Black community only accept change if that change is negative, if that change caters to their fleshly desires, if it caters to their ego, stuff of that nature. And you see it among the Black women. Black women never congratulate. Well, I'm going to say majority, not all. Majority of Black women, especially the hood, ratchet, musty back heifers, never congratulate Black men who excel in academics. They don't congratulate Black men who have made it through their adolescent years into young adulthood without having multiple baby mamas. They'll say things like there's something wrong with that man. You get what I'm saying? Let's keep going, man. But this man is really talking about a whole lot of stuff that is good. Let me get to it.
It's just crystal clear from all that. Being smart, disciplined, or capable comes at a social cost. And by adulthood, many of them either disengage, hide their gifts, or they just leave entirely. And then the same people who created that toxic ass environment want to ask, where are the leaders? The answer is simple. You drove them off before they ever had a chance. And historically, this isn't new. Marcus Garvey built the Black Star Line to give Black communities economic independence, and he was sabotaged by the very people who should have had his back. Malcolm X is another example. He broke from the Nation of Islam to speak real truth and organize for systemic change, only for him to be assassinated with the betrayal coming from within his own circle. Fred Hampton, 21-year-old Panther, unalived in his bed. And internal betrayal was enabled by a community that refused to protect him. Because there was no way William O'Neill should have been able to get away with what he did, how he set him up the way he did. Then men like Nellie Fuller Jr. and Dr. Claude Anderson, they've spent decades teaching practical strategies for Black empowerment. And those men were ignored, mocked, or scrolled past because the community refuses to value discipline, intelligence, or accountability.
He is correct. Within the Black community, for some reason, there's a rejection of good leadership and good management. You know why? Because good management and good leadership has the ability to say, no, we should not behave this way. No, you should not act like that. No, you shouldn't dress like this. No, you shouldn't carry yourself this way. No, that type of character is not acceptable among other Black people of our community. For some reason, in the Black community, we don't want positive role models. We admire people who are criminals. We admire people who know how to get to the bag by any means necessary, even if one of those means is through corruption, robbery, lying, theft, murder, whatever it may be. We admire that. Now, I can't speak for all the Black folks on that, but I'm talking about that percentage of Black people who tend to get on board with that foolishness more than they are on anything positive. And it doesn't help the young men to want to do better when there's no fathers in the household guiding them, good fathers guiding them and showing them this is right and this is wrong. Especially when there are young women, young teenagers, young women, young adults who are showing the young Black men that they don't want good men. They want the bad boy. They want the pookie. They want the thug. And they lay down with the thug, with the pookie and the ray-ray, but don't give the good guy who is breaking the societal norm or the generational curses, if you want to call that, or the negative stigmas that tend to follow Black men. These young Black men who want to be positive role models and live in a right way or live righteously are often condemned, criticized, and ridiculed by Black women. Now, Black men do it too. But like I said, I'm focusing on the women's part of this. Black women will put these boys down. They will play these boys. The only time they want a good role model for their children that may not even be his because they came about through a non-marital birth or non-marital births, plural. The only time they want a Black man who stays out of trouble is when they done hit the wall, when nobody else wants them, when they are unable to provide a lifestyle that they desire on their own. So they go to the man that is good and try to use the hell out of him, cheat on him, even marry him. Like I tell you often, girls will be your girlfriend, don't like you, and marry you and don't love you, especially if there's a great payout, a great benefit in being with you. Yeah, let's keep going.
The pattern is undeniable. Capable leaders are constantly undermined because the community refuses to create the conditions that allow them to exist. Been that way for a while now. And the logic is simple. Intelligence is punished, smart kids are mocked, truth tellers are attacked, adults with actual solutions are either ridiculed or just ignored altogether. Mediocre behavior is rewarded.
Mm-hmm.
Loud, emotional, performative behavior is celebrated. And as a result of all of that, leadership disappears.
Right.
Because the environment, it actively pushes it out every single time.
Now let's talk about the environment. Most young Black men are raised in environments of single mothers who practice feminism. These are the women, these are the children who get to witness their mother sleep with random different men. There's a whole kaleidoscope, a whole variety of different men that come into these children's lives. So the daughter learns that it's okay to just give your body up to anyone that you think that you might like or love. The son learns that, hey, women ain't nothing but whores. It's easy to get with them and skip off because he gets to see men coming out of the household, out of mama's bedroom. He may be around for a year, might be around for 3 months. Then he goes, and then here come another man. So he learns that, hey, women ain't nothing but sexual objects. Excuse me, my neck bothering me. Now, they be saying that men are objectifying women. What about the women who objectify women? Ain't no one telling Sexy Red and all these other broads to dress like that, talk like that. Ain't nobody telling Glorilla to talk like this and all the. Ain't nobody telling all these women who get on the reality TV show with their breasts hanging out, talking so lewd, so rude, and so disrespectful, and so provocative, and so harsh. Like, ain't no one making them do that. They're choosing to do that on their own. So what about the women who are objectifying women? I don't want to keep hearing that men just objectify women. Women are doing it more than men. Women are putting themselves out there. A woman cannot complain about a man in this day and age with their behavior. Women need to stop saying men are dogs when they are dressing or presenting themselves as dog food.
Been that way for decades now. The vacuum exists entirely because the community chooses to mock, diminish, and reward the wrong behaviors. Even modern examples confirm the pattern. On social media, if someone says stop defending degenerates just because they're black, as I've done numerous times, what was the result? I got memed, called the sellout, and dismissed. It was typical. I expected it. Then we have billionaires like Robert F. Smith, for example, who paid off $34 million in student debt he didn't rack up. Yet, what did people decide to do? Gossip about his personal choices instead of respecting the discipline, strategy, and intelligence behind his action.
That comes from a lack of appreciation for what people are doing for you. You see this a lot among modern women. They are not appreciative of anything. You can bail them out of credit card debt. You can help them with their bills. They don't care. They feel that you're supposed to do it. Okay? Don't think that this isn't being passed down to the young boys and the young girls being raised in single parent homes by women who practice feminism, by women who always like to, emasculate men, by women who don't want to follow the rule or the instructions of a man, by women who don't want to be held accountable to a man. Because once you become a wife, you will be held accountable to the husband. The children are accountable to the parents. And if you're a religious man, all of them are accountable to God. See, women love to duck and run from accountability. You see, one of the main reasons women want to be single and not married is because they want to do what they want to do. They don't want to feel as if they are tied down, because with relationships comes responsibilities. With relationships come loyalty. Women want to be disloyal. Women want to have wandering eyes. Women want to cheat. Women want to leave men if they get bored with them. Women want to give up and tear up the entire family if something is not going right. So they are quick to file for divorces, to destroy the relationship, to destroy the nuclear family. Now the children are just another statistic. Now, there are some women who go through DV in abusive relationships, but that is a small percentage. Women love to go back and say everybody getting their ass whooped. No, they're not. Sometimes women are bored or there's financial problems. But guess what? When you marry a man, it's funny how women, when they marry men, they never say that if you don't keep everything right financially, I'm going to divorce you. You ever notice that? So these suckers or these gentlemen pay thousands of dollars for a marriage. You can't get the money back, and then spend thousands more in the divorce and also have to give them half of their things, pay alimony, pay child support, and whatever is spousal support. It's a bad deal when you are dealing with today's modern day women who refuse to follow leadership. Women don't want to be led. They say that shit all the time. I will submit. I will be feminine when I meet a real man. No, you won't. Because if you was already feminine and already submissive, a real man would already approach you and you already been married by now.
Young men excelling academically or professionally, labeled as soft, nerds, or boring. And many of them disengage or leave entirely because the environment simply refuses to support. Even with these social media platforms, they amplify chaos and hype while punishing intelligence, discipline, and strategic thinking. The pattern repeats. The community rewards mediocre behavior and punishes leadership. These are structural and cultural patterns reinforcing this. Going back to the 60s and 70s, COINTELPRO exploited this internal division. But communities created the vulnerability by failing to protect their leaders in the first place. In the 80s and 90s, what happened? Communities tolerated leaders trading their integrity for survival and rewarded comfort over accountability. Today, social media amplifies hype over discipline, making it unsafe and unrewarding for capable thinkers to even engage in it.
He's right. Social media rewards hype over discipline. The more outrageous that women are on cop cams, or when they are, or when they are in public, you see them twerking on top of cop cars, twerking on top of cars, fighting on cruise lines, on cruise ships, being rude, disorderly, being drunken, high, disrespectful, profane. Now tell me why I'm wrong. If you have never seen videos like this, you can go ahead and say, Mr. Hill, you a liar. All they talk about, smoking hookah, drinking. They talk about things that should be really discussed only in the bedroom, but they don't. And if you put this type of stuff on social media, it goes viral. It's posted over 1 million times. They get over 2 million comments. It's shared 5 billion times. It's rewarded. And our environment is pushing this stuff out there. And at the same time, they want to know why other people don't respect Black people, especially the women in our communities.
The signal is unmistakable. The community punishes the behavior that create leadership and reward the behaviors that destroy it. Been that way for decades now, y'all. And mocking children is the root problem. Intelligent kids are conditioned to either hide their talents, avoid leadership, or accept mediocrity as the standard. By adulthood, the brightest either leave, disengage, or they just remain invisible. That leadership vacuum we're complaining about, it's self-inflicted. No potential leader is to blame. The environment created it, sustained it, and is making sure that it continues. And solutions exist, but they require the community to actively change. Start by protecting and encouraging intelligent youth. Stop mocking kids for reading, for speaking clearly, or for asking questions. Instead, reward them for that. Start respecting the adults who pursue constructive solutions. Stop dismissing and ridiculing people who teach, organize, and innovate. Recognize contributions over clout. Stop celebrating mediocre behavior, chaos, and performative behavior. Start rewarding accountability, hard work, and results instead.
Right.
We can start using social media to highlight achievements over hype. We can create safe spaces for leadership. We can establish forums, mentorships, and communities where disciplined voices are valued. We can even build networks that protect leaders from ridicule and burnout. We can even ensure accountability. We can start confronting destructive behaviors instead of enabling them. Start teaching young people that respect, discipline, and strategic thinking are strengths and not weaknesses.
Right.
We can support ongoing education and empowerment, promote economic literacy, historical knowledge, and practical strategies for community building. Start elevating voices that teach framework for success and produce measurable results. Something we haven't been doing.
Right.
So when people ask, where are our leaders? The answer is blunt. The community created the vacuum. Some left because of ridicule, mockery, or social punishment. All of that made leadership unsafe to even engage with. Then there's others who disengaged because the environment offered no respect, reward, or protection for doing so.
Now, that covers when women say, why are you getting a white woman, black man? All black men want to do is date outside their race. And it goes back to what he says. There's no reward for a black man to treat a woman good. It just ain't. Ain't no reward from coming from the black woman. There's hardly any respect now coming from the black woman. They hardly ever reward. They don't want to cook. They lazy. They don't want to clean. They lazy. They are entitled. They have bad attitudes. They are slick with their mouths. This is why, like he said, black men are disengaging from the environment, disengaging from the community. And in this case, I'm using it in the form of relationships. This is why a lot of black men are choosing to disengage from black women. Now, black men tend to want to be with black women just as much as black women want to be with black men. But it's the attitude and the differences of opinion and the differences of perspectives and the differences of everything. That's why men are saying, to hell with this, let me go someplace else.
Then we have others who remain invisible because the social climate refuses to value intelligence, discipline, and strategy. Leadership will only return when the community stops mocking intelligence, stops rewarding chaos, and starts actively nurturing, protecting, and valuing capable voices.
Now tell me where he was wrong at, Jack. Can you tell me? Now, you may only get on 2 videos today. I can't do 3 today, but I'll be back tomorrow, Lord willing, and we can get it going. Hold on right quick, y'all. There it is. Man, so what do y'all think about what y'all just heard is what I'd like to know. Now, why this thing freezing up? It's always something, y'all. You know what I'm talking about. Always something. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all take it easy now. You hear?